Hi and welcome to Yoga Berry, your Yoga for Scoliosis channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about side plank, and there's a lot of confusion about on which side you should practice side plank on. There's been a great research by Loren Fishman about the effectiveness of this pose and how it can be really beneficial for scoliosis, but obviously we need to know which side to practice this on. So that's what I'm going to cover in this video. My name is Christine Berry. I'm a yoga teacher and I specialize in yoga for scoliosis. I run a lovely and supportive Facebook group called Yoga for Scoliosis Community, which you're very welcome to join for more motivation, for inspiration, and just to meet some other people that are going through the same thing. So let's get started with our video today. Good. So if you have been researching yoga for scoliosis, I'm sure you have come across Loren Fishman's study, which was for about 200 people, and he really looked at one pose. Vasisthasana is called side plank, which I will just briefly demonstrate before we talk about which side we're doing this on. And I use the wall for this, coming up into downward dog, and then turn to the outer edge of the foot, stacking the other foot on top, and then lifting the upper body and reaching with the top arm up. So this makes the underside of the body work really hard, and the upper side should be relatively soft and relaxed. So this is a very quick demonstration of the pose. I do have other videos where I go into more detail and how to prepare for this pose, because it's not easy. It's a very strong pose, but really effective, especially for young people, especially for teenagers who have been diagnosed with scoliosis and they're still growing. They're probably quite flexible and subtle, but they're probably not very strong. So this pose is great because it really strengthens that side of the body and can help to correct. If you're still growing, it can actually help to correct the curvature of the spine. So which side should we practice this on? First of all, you need to know your curve. The best way to find out is to get an X-ray. So you could, chances are, if you have been diagnosed with scoliosis, you already have an X-ray. You can also go to a physiotherapist, you can go to a chiropractor and ask for an X-ray. You might have to pay a little bit of money to get one, but at least you know exactly what you're working with. There are other ways to find out. However, 100% is only going to be the X-ray. The second way to find out is the Adams forward bend. And again, I have other videos, which I will link to in the description below. And it's a way of determining where exactly your curve is going to. So if you're not sure, then have a look at that video first and then come back to this one and we can talk about which side you want to practice this on. Good. So we've got roughly two types of scoliosis. There's S-curve and then there's C-curve scoliosis. So S-curve shaped like an S, the most common one being left lumbar, right thoracic curve, and then there's C-curves which tend to go towards the right more than the left, but basically just one curve. Obviously the possibilities are unlimited. You could actually have a triple curve as well with a little curvature in the neck, which makes this condition so confusing, unfortunately. Now, on which side to practice our side plank on? I have been going through this study in quite a lot of detail, and it looks like it's mainly treating the lumbar curve. So wherever side your lumbar curve is on, that's the side you want to do the pose on. So if you have a left lumbar, right thoracic curve, you want to practice this on the left side. The lumbar curve will then have an effect on the thoracic curve and correct it that way. So even if the thoracic curve is slightly bigger than the left lumbar curve, you still practice it on the left. If you have a C curve, this is much easier. Obviously, you only have one curve to deal with. So whatever the convex side, meaning the side where it's going to, the hump side, some people call it, that is where you want to practice the pose on. So right thoracolumbar curve, right C curve, you practice side plank on your right side. Left thoracolumbar curve, you practice it on the left side. For S curves, left lumbar, right thoracic, you practice on the left. Right lumbar, left thoracic, you practice on the right. So this is roughly how it works. This is not my study, of course. This is Loren Fishman's study. So if you have any more questions, and he does have, he very much tailors the pose to every single curve, then it's probably best to get a private consultation with him. I think he's based in New York. And otherwise, I have been starting to practice this pose, so I'm only practicing it on the left side at the moment. And I'm going to try it for about 3 months and see how it goes and see if it made a difference. So I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave me some comments. Let me know if you still find it confusing, if you have any other questions about this. And I see you very soon for the next video.